Harvichuk with Discraft Underground, and today we're out at Picnic Island Park in Tampa, Florida, and we are going to be reviewing the newest member of the Paul McBeth signature line, the ESP Kong. For this video today, I'm going to be taking the new ESP Kong and comparing it with two discs that are already a staple in my bag. That is the Z-Force and the SP line Hurricane. So right off the bat, just feeling this thing, you can definitely tell that it has a much more shallow rim than the Force and the Hurricane. It definitely feels a little bit more shallow in the grip. There's not as much space to hold on to the disc as the Force and the Hurricane, which seem to be a little bit deeper. As far as rim width, I would say that the width of the rim on the new Kong is almost identical, if not maybe just a touch smaller than the Force, and almost identical to the SP line Hurricane. The one that I got is a little bit on the flatter side, but it feels really good in the hand, super natural. The rim doesn't feel too wide. For me, discs like the Nuke tend to have a little bit too wide of a rim for my hands, but this disc fits perfectly into my hand. All right, so after throwing the new ESP Kong along with some Z-Forces that are in my bag that are pretty stable, and then some SP line Hurricanes, which are the discs I use for maximum distance currently, threw some of those also, and initial thoughts, I'm pretty surprised. I thought the Kong was going to be a little bit more stable and was going to be battling the Force for position in my bag. But what I'm finding is that the Kong is more similar to my Hurricanes. It's got a little bit straighter of a flight than a Force does. It can definitely hyzer flip right out of the box. Put it on a hyzer, throw it hard, flips up, moves a little bit to the right, and then comes back. So yeah, initially I think I'd just say that I'm a bit surprised with how straight it is. I mean, it just goes a mile, very far flying disc. So I'm gonna try to get down to the beach here and throw some forehands before the sun goes down. So after about having 25 or 30 throws with the new ESP Kong, my thoughts is that it's a really good disc. It feels great in the hand. It has a ton of glide. It's a little bit straighter than I expected it to be. I expected it to be a little bit more stable at high speeds, and for it to compete more with my Force for a spot in the bag. But what I'm finding is that this disc has got a little bit of high-speed turn on it, so it'll come out, turn to the right a little bit out of your hand, get just a ton of speed and a ton of glide, and then get nice and stable at the end with a good dependable finish. I think that this disc is going to be good for anybody that finds the Force to be just a little bit too stable for them out of the box. So if you find yourself not being able to get the Force to turn over, or it hyzers out a little bit too early, definitely give this Kong a try. I think it's definitely straighter and has way more glide than a force does. So for slower arm players or for players that just can't throw force, 450 feet, then this is definitely the disc that you're going to want to try. To compare it to anything currently in Discraft's lineup, I would say it's probably close to a Punisher, but it's definitely faster, it's definitely a little bit more stable, and it definitely has a lot more glide. So if you're looking for something for maximum distance, this is going directly in my bag. It's going to replace my maximum distance driver, which is now the Hurricane. So if you're looking for something for maximum distance and you're having trouble using the Force as your go-to maximum distance driver, definitely check out the Kong when it comes out on the 22nd. Pick it up from your favorite retailer. And thank you guys for tuning in.